Ready for the interview?
Yes, sir, I am.
So you are a graduate from IIT Bombay
Yes, sir.
in energy science,
Yes, sir.
and you have done a very, very good project on feasibility analysis of Hyperloop Energy Day.
Yes, sir.
What is
Yes, sir.
that?
Sir, Hyperloop is basically a high-speed mode of transportation in
Hmm.
which pods would be propelled through partially evacuated tubes and achieving speeds of around 1200 km per hour.
Okay, okay. Tell me one thing. You have gone to China and youth exchange program.
Yes, sir.
What thing, what are the few things in China which basically immediately struck you as to what is the difference between Indian system and Chinese system in a better way?
Sir, the few things which really struck me were as soon as we landed at the airport. The first was the respect for each other that the people had. For example, there were huge queues, but no one honked or even uh, stopping at the traffic signal, etc. The second thing was also, sir, the belongingness towards the country, especially in Beijing. Everyone was trying to ensure that the city was clean and it was up to the mark. And also, sir, the time hygiene. Everyone followed the time up to the second, I would say, in all the aspects that we visited.
What about cleanliness, shops, the behavioral pattern of the people when they come out of the job situations? What did you observe about them?
Sir, about the cleanliness, I would say there were two aspects to it. One was in the core city, it was very clean, very spotless. However, sir, on the outskirts, there were still slums which were present. With respect to jobs, sir, I would say that when I saw the people over there, it felt like the life was very monotonous. In fact, people were just walking on their own. There was no social interaction on the streets like we see in India. So it felt a bit robotic to me.
Tell me one thing. Every day now we are saying that our economy is going up and up and up. Our GDP will be 10.5% next year and all those things. Do you really think that going by these figures, are we really coming out of poverty?
Sir, definitely the share of the pie is increasing, I would say. However, sir, that pie should also be equally distributed among the people to overcome the poverty. As the GDP increases, the effect should trickle down to the lower strata. Only then we'll achieve GDP growth as well as the reduction in poverty.
So how will it happen? How will it happen?
Sir, it will happen by empowering the sections of the society. For example, the informal workers. We need to integrate them into the mainstream, the organized sector, or by skilling the youths and ensuring the employment to them. And also, sir, developing the startup industries or graduating MSMEs to a bigger industries so that the informal sector or the sector which is, let's say, at the smaller scale also gets a major voice in the GDP and also the chunk of the pie.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. I will request now Mr. Ashok Jain
Thank you, sir.
to take over.
Yes. Aniket, you are already an IPS officer. Hmm?
Yes, sir.
You selected in the IPS, and now you want to switch to IAS. Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Why? Why do you want to join the IAS? Why do you prefer IAS over IPS?
Sir, the reason is that I think the learnings which happen in the IS, both at the professional and the personal front, they are immense. And I feel after 25 to 30 years in the service, when I retire, I'll grow as a person with all of these learnings. So that's why I'm looking forward to the IS.
IPS also provides lot of learnings, lot of challenges, and lot of
Definitely, sir.
diversity.
Definitely, sir.
So,
But it's just that the sectors in which an IS officer can work, right from irrigation to health to renewable energy, they are very vast. And this exposure only keeps on increasing with the seniority, I feel.
mhm. Okay. You are interested in road trips.
Yes, sir.
Uh, you, uh, You have written that you are interested in self-drive road trips.
Yes, sir.
Self-drive. Now, when you travel on roads, I find that Indian roads are very, very, prone to road accidents. And road accidents are happening in large number in India. Why? Why is this? What is the weakness in our road system?
Sir, there are multiple reasons to it. If we specifically focus on the road systems, sir, I think the few weaknesses which I have observed is the quality of road. For example, even a small bump or the undulations can lead to losing the control of the vehicle. There is also a dearth of signages, sir, with respect to the turns, speed limit, etc. The third is also there are various black spots which are there on the road. In addition to the sir road issues, there are also the driver issues because the awareness about the signage or the rules are not up to the mark. Even there is no fear of the breaking of the law, so overspeeding is very common.
Even if we leave aside the driver-related
Yes,
issues,
sir.
at least the road-related issues can be, solved by authorities. But why does it
Yes,
not
sir.
happen in India? Whereas all authorities, all officers, when they travel abroad, they know what kind of roads they make and what kind of signages are there, what kind of road quality is there. But this does not happen in India. Why?
Sir, I think it did not happen in India till now, but sir, now we are progressing towards it. The Samruddhi Mahamarga, Mumbai Delhi corridor, all of these are sir world-class roads, and slowly we are moving towards it. Till now, sir, it was majorly due
They are
to
small
the
stretches. They are small stretches of good roads. Yes, there are
yes,
expressways, very nice expressways have come up,
yes,
but
sir,
they are they are far and few between,
yes, sir.
few and far between. You cannot say that all roads have become good or are going to become good. There are district roads, major district roads, and village roads also where you travel.
Yes, sir. It is majorly to do with the with two things I feel, sir. One is the quality of construction, and the second is the inter-department coordination. Because even if a good road is built, then I have seen in my district it is being dug up every 2 3 months, and again then it is not finished to that level.
Absolutely. Now you are interested in mobile photography through mobile phone, is it?
Yes, sir. Yes.
What is so special about mobile phone photography? I find mobile photography is a very, very average kind of a photography. Any layperson can do it.
Yes, sir. With the current advent of technologies, it has become useful for all the people. However, sir, what I specifically focus on is in using the Pro mode in mobile, which also has settings for exposure, aperture, the ISO setting, shutter speed, etc. And sir, slowly I want to graduate to the drone photography as well.
Okay. Now, last question. What are your thoughts on one nation, one election? Again, being talked about. What are your thoughts on it?
Sir, I think there are both pros and cons to it, definitely. But sir, my thoughts would be that we should implement it because the cost that would be saved, the manpower that would be saved, does outweigh the few cons that this is that system would
Is
have.
it really doable? Many people have doubts about it. Even if you have one nation, one election, say today, tomorrow again there will be some governments which will be, which will fall, and you have to have an early election in some states or states at least.
Yes, sir. Sir, it is doable in the sense that it was being done till 1967. However, sir, as you rightly pointed out, if that happens, then we'll have to make certain provisions that maybe the government doesn't get dismissed or the next government comes up has only the remainder period till the next general elections. So there will have to be an amendment, but I think, sir, we should go ahead with it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ashok. Thank you. Noji, you are requested to please put up your questions.
Yes, Aniket, congratulations that you are already in IPS. What was your score in written and interview last time?
Sir, the score in interview was 195 and in written it was 791
With same subjects, with same physics as your
with same
optional?
subjects. Yes, sir, with same subjects.
Okay, good. So, my first question is to you is about the Raman effect. What is the Raman effect, considering physics is your subject? Tell me this Raman effect.
Sir, Raman effect basically deals with inelastic scattering of the photons. That is, when any material is irradiated with a light of specific frequency, then we get the light which is both higher in frequency and lower in frequency than the original light. Now, this effect is used to undertake spectroscopy of various atoms and molecules, and that has really helped the pharma industry.
Okay. Now the next question is about the leave rules. Like you are in IPS, leave rules are very important for them and especially to appear for IAS exam. Which leave
Yes,
you have
sir.
taken for this exam? Have you taken any leave or not up till now?
No, sir, I haven't taken any leave. So I gave my mains before joining the academy. And for the interview, I will be taking a 3-day leave from the training.
Are you have you the academy taught you type of leaves which a government servant can avail?
No, sir, we have just been told that you are not permitted to take any leave.
So, but you have not tried to find out what type of leaves are available to a government servant.
Sir, we do have the on leaves, EL, but sir, they are compensated as our midterm break and there are no other leaves as such. We do get medical leaves, sir, apart from that.
Are you aware there is a thing called study leave?
Yes, sir, I am aware, but I'm not sure if we can take it during the training.
No, but I'm asking what is written in the book about the study leave. How many years of service one should have before applying for a study leave?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of this aspect.
Okay. Now I come to the another point, like among the for the international relations, or you can say, or like what is happening in Russia. There's some person, Navalny, had died. Who was he?
Sir, he is considered to be the major critic of President Putin, and there was also a poison attack on him in 2020, which he had survived.
And few months back, also one person who was earlier very close to Putin died. What was his name and why? What were the reasons of his death? And what was the story behind it?
Sir, this was the head of the Wagner group, basically, if I remember correctly, but I'm not aware of the name, sir.
Okay. Okay. Let us come to this Manipur issue. Seeing with the angle of your IPS background and already and going to come to IAS, thinking that you will be joining IAS. How do you see this problem?
Sir, this problem, I think, needs to be tackled on a multi-fold level, sir. The
First, you tell me what is the problem.
Sir, the immediate problem is obviously the clash which is going on between the different communities. However, sir, there are wider issues as well, in the sense of the drugs that are prevailing, the unrest in terms of employment, etc. So that has to be tackled in the long term.
Like you're coming from police, some training has already taken place. How you see that so many arms already floating in the area? What is who is behind that?
Yes, sir, it is a very dangerous situation, sir. And behind that, I would say, sir, there are two lapses that I see. The first is the lapse on the police side, because they were stolen from the police station itself, and still the police is not able to recover it. So I think, sir, here the at least the police officials, as in the higher level and the subordinate, need to be very impartial in terms of dealing with all of this issue.
Do you think that government is supporting somebody?
Uh, I think, sir, government is only trying to solve the problem because there are various advisors and committees that have been set up to come up with a solution and peace.
Failure which took place at the police level was only because of the police failure. There was no failure of the government on that.
Sir, this whole issue, I think there has been a failure of the government till because this cannot be a sudden issue, sir. There was a obviously build up, and I think tackling this, gathering the intelligence, etc., there was a failure previously as well.
Okay, my last question, that one of your dear friend has been arrested under NSA. Maybe a wrong pretext, or you were not knowing his full history. But as a person who knows the law fully well and being in IPS, how can you help him?
Sir, first I'll have to check the issue, what exactly it is, whether it was genuine or mispretext, as you said.
Yeah, that you check. He's a genuine person. He has wrongly been arrested somehow, but he is under NSA. Now, you being a friend and you being a police officer, how can, under the law, as per
Yes,
the constitution, how can you help? What do you know about the NSA? Basic idea is to know what is your knowledge about it, NSA, and how can you interpret it in his favor.
sir, it is basically a preventive detention law, and under it, a person can be kept under detention for 12 months. But, sir, what I would suggest to him is the authority which has detained him has to take permissions from a committee, and then there he can make the representation and come out clean with whatever the case may be, and the alibi if he has any strong alibi for that for the same.
Who is the chairman of this committee?
Sir, if I remember it correctly, it is the Home Secretary, but I'm not very sure, sir.
Not High Court judge. Not read about it. Okay, my questions are over, Mr. Verma.
Thank you very much, Vinodji. I would
Thank you,
request
sir.
Vishwaji to ask you questions.
Okay, Aniket, in your first interview in the year 2021, you made it into IPS,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Then you again came up for interview in 2022.
Yes, sir.
You did not get selected in any service, right?
Yes, sir. I could not get the rank desired for IAS.
What was your rank? Were you quite high?
Sir, it was 349,
Okay, and how much you got in the interview?
151, sir.
Okay, so you came down from 195.
Yes,
Could
sir.
you share with us as what happened?
Sir, I think there were 2-3 questions which were there in the current affairs at that time, and they were asked a bit in a tweaked form, so I could not answer them. I wasn't able to relate. I think that was one issue which I felt.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, you were already in IPS and your choice was only IS, right? No other service, even
No other, sir.
in the last year. So I want, in your degrees, in your IIT Bombay education, BTech degree says energy science and engineering, and MTech says energy systems engineering. Is that correct,
Yes.
or is it typographical error?
No, sir, it is correct. It is spelled like that.
Okay, is it more on renewable energy?
Yes, sir. We do focus on the conventional as well, but major focus is on renewable.
Okay, very good. Would you know about what is our own plan to move towards, let's say, 2070? I mean, renewable energy is a very massive priority of this government.
Yes, sir. Sir, till 2070, we have given the target of becoming net zero. And till 2030, our target is to achieve 50% through renewables and 500 gigawatt through non-fossil fuel based.
Yeah, that's correct. Good. In fact, there is a lot of investments also coming in this area. And what do you think we will reach? How much? Not 50% by 2030, or we will be there?
Sir, I think the pace will have to be increased, sir, because the projections that have been given is that our installed capacity would be around 900 gigawatts. So 50% of that comes out to be 450 gigawatts. Currently, sir, non-fossil fuel is around 175 gigawatt. And sir, assuming hydro to be stagnant, wind to be increasing only marginally, solar will have to increase around 50-60 gigawatt per year, which is only happening around 16 gigawatt right now. So there is a large gap to cover, sir.
How much is the present consumption, the peak consumption in India? You have any clue in gigawatt? Is it more than 300 or more than 400?
Sir, it is around 225 gigawatt peak.
Right. So, yeah, 225. I'm taking 300, even 400.
Yes,
So,
sir.
when we make 500 gigawatt renewable energy as per the target by 2030, what will happen to the surplus?
Sir, the surplus will have to be in the form of storage, and that is where
Okay.
the battery storage and the pumped hydro storage comes into picture.
All right. So, we will plan for that and we'll see what can be done. Or consumption may increase more rapidly, right?
Yes, sir. But storage
Okay.
would be a major component, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. I know. I'm familiar. Something else I wanted to speak to you quickly. Electoral funding, political funding is absolutely the heart of our democracy. Supreme Court has taken a rather welcome and a very hard-hitting and a beautiful decision, which certainly may not be to the liking of several political factors or players or stakeholders. Now, they have left the whole system back to the earlier days when 20,000 rupees, up to 20,000 rupees is allowed without any declaration. But more than 20,000, parties have to explain, give the donor's name and address to the election commission. If that goes, of course, the funds will come. The beauty of the entire electoral funding was in it being anonymity. What do you think would be, I mean, irrespective of Supreme Court decision and the government's view, what do you think would be a viable, good method of providing electoral funding, political funding, which will be fair and judicious and still not do the, black marketing or that kind of money being whitewashed? Do you have
Sir.
any suggestions?
Hello?
Yeah, did you hear me?
Sorry, sir, just the last part got cut. What do you think
Yeah.
would be the ideal electoral funding after that?
Yeah, I just wanted you to suggest if you have anything on this, as what would be the right mix of political funding that we can embrace or adopt based on international experience, maybe US, UK, and other countries, or even our own. I would just like you to share if you have any idea what can be done.
Yes, sir. Sir, I think in this, the decision is really welcomed, sir. And in this case, I think we can have three different ways to go about it. One is that even if the private companies do give the donations, it should be made public so that at least the opposition can take it up that there is a quid pro quo that is going on. This happens in the US. Or there can be partial state funding, sir, for the elections where the amount of the political donations can be capped. This happens partially in Germany, partially state and partially private. Or, sir, the third thing can be that we can have a national fund wherein anyone can donate, and then the funds, the donations can be given to the parties based on their performance. So these three can be the ways going ahead, sir.
Yeah, I have heard all that, but the third one is to me like unfair because whichever party gets more, it kind of perpetuates, to the disadvantage of others because 5 years is a long time when popular mandate and the view or might have changed. Anyway, this needs to be done. Well done. Thank you very much for your broader view.
Thank you, Vishwaji. Thank you. Aniket, please wait for some time. We shall come back to you.
Thank you, sir. So should I leave the meeting?
Yeah, you should leave the meeting first. How are you feeling about interview?
Sir, I think it was okay. Few questions could have been better. I think Anish sir wanted to know something very specific about the road part, and a few questions asked by Vinod sir about IR could have been better.
Yes, so board considered the whole interview, and we are of the opinion that you have very good knowledge base, and you give very crisp answers, which is very much required in the interviews, because that keeps the conversation on.
Yes, sir.
Which is nowadays the most important thing, that you should have crisp answers so that the interview board members, they can ask you questions on different topics, that you give the lead, and that is very, very nice.
Thank you,
Another
sir.
thing which the board noticed about you is that you have your independent views on most of the issues. You are having your independent views. Continue with this particular effort, because independence of your views and not getting influenced even when you are in service, not getting influenced by the government point of view or government stand, will go in your favor. So please
Sir.
maintain it, right? Then one thing which we want to just point it out to you is that you are an IPS officer, but at present you are a candidate.
Yes, sir.
So board does not get influenced by your being an IPS officer.
Yes, sir.
So you should be very much concerned about it and very much sure about it, that you gather more and more knowledge before your interview.
Yes,
So,
sir.
so when is your interview?
6th March, sir.
6 months, so very close. So
Yes, sir.
please continue brushing up your knowledge on current issues,
Sir.
right? Otherwise, we find that you are doing very well and you will do this time very well in the interview. Keep your demeanor as you are maintaining in this particular interview, right? And there is no need of yours going to different interview boards and then wasting your time or getting harassed by some interview boards. There is no need of doing that. You should
Sir.
concentrate on preparation and
Yes, sir.
just gather more and more knowledge on current issues. That's all.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Anything you want to ask?
Just one thing, sir. You said that I had my own views, but shouldn't that also mean that I am less trainable? Would that also come out in the opposite?
No, 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 no. We always appreciate. The board always appreciates that you have your own independent views on various issues.
Okay, sir.
It is
Okay.
considered as a positive, very positive thing.
Sir.
Anything in your mind other than this?
No, sir. That was it, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Aniket. All the very best. And we
Thank
hope
you,
that this
sir.
time you will score very high marks in interview.
Can I just add, Mr. Verma,
Yes,
that
yes,
sir.
Aniket, you remember you are competing with not with anyone but the best of the best only for IS job.
Yes, sir.
So you are still a candidate. Remember that at the back of the mind. You have to perform far better than others. Don't ever get into your head that you are in IPS and you should be able to sail through. That doesn't
Yes, sir.
count at all. Same argument works that you should give your view with clarity wherever it's being asked, irrespective of you are in IPS or no, because you are wanting to go to IS.
Sir.
You know, all the best.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Thank you, Aniket. Thank you
Thank
very
you, sir.
much.
Thank you, sir.